that's the Qena train station, which is cool, which is what I need. Let's try to make a quick selfie there before we are caught by police, but maybe not risk, because let's do it quickly. The man said I should go through this door, and will they be really checking? Well, let's see. Sometimes they kind of want to check, but often they don't care. Let's put some part of my things on. Let's see this side. Assalamu alaikum. Aswan al-Mumkin? Aswan. Aswan. Ticket here. تذكرة القطار أسوان إلى أسوان. I need to go there. That's a bad sign. That's a very bad sign. I didn't think about it, and that probably was not clever. Let's do like locals do. Up. I have never done these kind of things before. Afwan, Aswan, Aswan. Shukran. Yeah, the bad thing was that I was too late for buying ticket. I didn't understand exactly what he was saying in Arabic, but I understood. That he was saying that the train is already here, and it's already impossible to buy a ticket at the ticket office because it's too late. They're closing the sale for the tickets some while before the train arrives. Not good, my friends. I'll have to buy 5 ticket prices. Not good. So, my friends, I am leaving the city of Qena in Upper Egypt, and we'll be going for some 4.5 or 5 hours in this train towards Aswan, towards almost the very south of Egypt. And if you watched my previous video about Qena, you probably know how uneasy situation I am in now. Because I was a little bit too late. I still had something like 10 minutes till the train when I came to the train station, but I didn't know that they ceased to sell tickets in the station some amount of time before the train comes, and I couldn't buy the ticket in the train station, so probably I will have to buy it now in the train for 5 times the price, which is a problem. I even don't know if I will have enough money for that. We'll see what happens. Friends, not ideal, not recommended. I just didn't know that they closed the ticket sales, but if I would be thinking more about it, I probably might have thought that it could be the case. But yeah, in many places in Europe it's not the case. You can buy the ticket whenever, and if you miss the train it's your problem. But obviously it's not like that in here. We'll see what happens. Yep, not ideal. But okay, in any case, I invite you to join me in this ride, and I think it should be interesting, if nothing else. It's a bit stressful moment for me now, but I guess for you it's alright. Just sit back and relax and watch what happens to me. What am I getting myself into again? It is quite amazing how green is Nile Valley, despite that there is virtually no rain, just because of the Nile. It's so cool. I have probably been saying during the last month it 100 times already in my videos, but I'm still being impressed about this. Unfortunately I can't enjoy the beautiful and nice train ride, and quick as well. We are going very fast, often 115 kilometers per hour. I was measuring on my app. Very nice. Not now, but often. But unfortunately I'm unable to thoroughly enjoy the process because I'm expecting what will happen when the conductor will come. But these things happen. It's not nice, it's not pleasant, it's not what I wanted. It is something which I will try to avoid in future. But I have learned one thing in my travels. There is always some exit of the situation. No matter what happens, is it your fault, somebody else's fault, just circumstances, whatever, no matter why it happened, but there is always some exit. There is always some way further from the place where you are, no matter where you are. And most often than not, there are more than one road away from that place where you are. Oh, that's cool how they drive, you see? Nice. So yeah, we'll see what will be the case in this time. In the very worst case of scenario, I'll have to pay 5 times the ticket price. And even worse, I might not have enough cash for that, and they will probably not take card. I don't think they can take card, and I don't think they will accept euros either, because I didn't plan for such thing. That's why I didn't take so much Egyptian pounds out of my card, because I'll have my salary tomorrow and I wouldn't be able to take a lot. I don't have a lot in my account, very little. I don't know, what is it, something like 30 euros I have in my account. That's it, I don't have more. Maybe even less by now. So I wasn't able to take out a big bunch of money from my card. Tomorrow I'll have salary, hopefully, if everything goes smooth. These things are a little bit unpredictable at this stage as well. If I will be able to pay wages for everybody and have enough left for myself as well. So, if everything goes smooth, I'll have more money in my account, I'll have my salary tomorrow. And then I'll be able to take out more money from my card. And I want to do it in one go, because it's quite nasty commission when you take out the money from the card, from the ATM machine. So you want to do it in one go, bigger bunch of money, instead of many smaller draws. That's why I didn't take more, just enough I had enough already for this trip to Aswan, and then I thought in Aswan tomorrow or day after tomorrow I'll take more, but I didn't factor in the possibility of having to pay 5 times the ticket price. Ah, friends, we'll see. There will always be some exit from the situation. Well, what's the worst that can happen? That they put me out of the train in the next train station. Well, if it will be, so be it. I'll go with the next train late night. It will be far less enjoyable, but if there's no better way, at least it's a way. Okay, I will not bore you with my depressive thoughts about the situation. I'll show you if I see something interesting, and I'll let you know what happened after I'm done with the conductor whenever he comes.
مين عايز النضارة الساعة النضارة سندوتشات.
There is some small train station, but you see on that street there, parallel to this railway, I don't know if you can see, there goes a narrow gauge train tracks. Obviously some more local railway, and the tracks are still in the place. I wonder, do they still use it? Maybe they use it for this banana plantation. You see the tracks there, the small ones. There. And we're following them, or probably I should say they are following our mainline tracks for quite some good time already. Or could they be for the sugarcane plantations? Because I saw, now you can see the tracks very well, the narrow ones, the low ones. I have seen in the previous time when I was in Egypt that they were using some very small narrow gauge freight trains for transporting sugarcane in the fields. So maybe it's the same thing here. Wow, and now you can see the Nile as well, while we are still chatting. And this man is relentlessly selling some sunglasses to us for the 3rd time already. Yeah, that's cool. The Nile and the small narrow gauge train track. Hey friends, do you recognize these places? I do. From the time when we were in Luxor. This is Luxor. Ah, there's even written. I don't know if you could see it. We are slowly approaching the train station of Luxor. But this time I won't get out of the train in Luxor, I will go to Aswan. Maybe I'll come back to Luxor later. But I want to see Aswan as well. I haven't been there. And both Luxor and Aswan in Upper Egypt are the cheaper places in terms of accommodation. So those are the 2 places where I will be spending most of the time. Upper Egypt because of the better climate in January and February, and Aswan and Luxor because of the best prices. Do you remember that big Coptic Orthodox church? I forgot already what name was it, but I remember the church and how we visited it. Wasn't it quite funny? That's our familiar Luxor train station. So friends, we are leaving Luxor, and from now on I am traveling through places where I have never been. That stretch from Cairo to Luxor I traveled in the previous time, almost a month ago, pretty much about a month ago. But here I have never been, south of Luxor. We'll see. Is it different? Will it be interesting? It usually is. We'll see. One kid was going through the car and he gave me this. He gave everybody the same thing, but I can't read. Probably he is explaining some difficult situation there and asking for money. That is him. But he sounds more like preaching something instead of... لا لا شكرا شكرا. Friends, I am one happy man now. I got through the bad situation in some little bit non-understandable way, but all good. What happened was that one man without any ID or document but with a gun came to me and asked where is my ticket. And then I was trying to show whatever Arabic I could say to entice some sympathy in him, but at the same time speaking only English to make the whole discussion a little bit easier for me and harder for him. And then I was explaining that I am coming from Qena to Aswan, min Qena ila Aswan, and how much is the ticket. And then he just said 5 minutes and went away. So I thought, what is 5 minutes, and went away. Often it means forget about it. And I thought, really, could it be that he just would leave it like this? And I was already thinking that if it would be the case that that I never got a ticket, then what I would do when I get out of the train in Aswan, I would buy a ticket from Aswan to Qena for the same price, which I should have been buying coming here, and just throw that ticket out, because in that way I would have been paid to the railways what I should have been paid. So otherwise I wouldn't feel very proud of myself going without ticket. But after some minutes some other man came, so it wasn't really forget about it. This 5 minutes was just really wait. And one other man came with two other men, and one of them spoke little English, and he sold me a ticket for £80, which was very good. It is this thing he sold me, And I still don't know how did he come about these 80 pounds, because original ticket should be 67 pounds, not 80. But if I would have to pay the bad price for buying it in a train, it should be 5 times 67. So 350 something, I don't know, what would it be? You can calculate if you want. Not 80. I don't know. Did he just had mercy on me, seeing that I'm a foreign tourist who don't understand things? Oh, you see, there is one of these famous Nile cruises ship. So you can cruise the river Nile in those ships. It's quite expensive, but I believe it must be a very good experience if you have the money. So in any case, from illegal passenger who is thinking how to repay the railways with buying unneeded ticket to compensate for the travel which was needed, I am turning into a legal passenger who has a ticket and everything is fine. Happy days, my friends. And it didn't cost that much, and I had enough money. Oh, that's such a relief. Such a relief. Whew. That started. And by the way, I was thinking when I told you that I have this 30 or something euros in my bank and nothing else, I'm kind of almost hearing from some of you that you'll write in your comments and ask me, how are you not scared of traveling in foreign places with foreign language when you don't have enough money to buy a ticket to go home? And initially it may seem like something very scary, because really I don't have enough money to buy a ticket to Ireland. Definitely, I couldn't if I wanted. And plus my wage, my salary is all the time under question mark, because I am prioritizing my staff's wages, so I am paying them before I'm paying myself. Maybe you might say it's wrong, but I wouldn't feel good if I wouldn't pay my staff. So I pay them first, and if I have any money left only, then I pay myself. And there has been quite a few times, like 4, 5, 6 times during these COVID years when when I wasn't able to pay my own salary in full, in time. So I had to wait and pay it later, or pay only half of it or 1/3 of it or something. So it is not a pleasant situation. But what I want to tell you is that it was a lot more scarier, by miles more scarier, when I was living in Ireland, having all the Irish bills, which are huge, having steadily in, and in that situation not knowing if I will be able to pay them. It was by far more scary than it is to travel in Egypt, because here, although it is not an easy situation, but I feel much safer money-wise than I would be in Ireland. First thing, in Ireland I have steady flow of big size bills, which I don't have here, and this already is a huge relief. Then, second, here is a lot better climate for sleeping rough if I have to, for a couple days or weeks even, just in case something really bad happens. I can survive here easier by sleeping rough somewhere in the trees or whatever, in my hammock. In Ireland it would be a lot more difficult to sleep rough and to survive, climate-wise and society-wise as well. So that's second thing why it's less scary being here than in Ireland at home. And they're selling tea, which is quite cool. and one kid was selling tea as well. He just had a kettle in his hand and bunch of single-use cups on his other hand, and he was selling tea. Cool, cute. So that was two things, and the third thing why it is less scary being here is because whatever little money does come in, it gives me way more possibilities here than it would give me in Ireland. Let's say 10 euros come in and I could use them. In Ireland, what can I do for 10 euros? Nothing. And it is scary. Here, I can do a lot with 10 euros. I can make 2 or 3 meals for 1 euro. Sometimes even more if I'm very savvy. How do I go about it? And I could sleep in a hostel for 4 euros, which I will be doing tonight. So it is a lot easier situation being here while having this difficult money situation rather than being at home in Ireland. So if you have that feeling that, oh, I wouldn't dare to go abroad if I'm not sure about money, think again. It's quite the opposite actually. It just depends where do you go. Here is far, far less risky, less discomfort to have financial difficulties than I would have in Ireland. Of course, it's never pleasant not to know about your tomorrow's money. But I can tell you, this is 100 times less difficult while being here. This is how the Nile Valley looks, how green it is, where it is flat. The former floodplains, before they built Aswan Dam, these were floodplains which got flooded each year. But as soon as you go uphill there, you see what is growing in this climate when it's not watered by Nile. Nothing. An interesting situation, unusual for me, a European. When I know what has to be there, I can read it. Mahata Edfu station. Near here is the town of Edfu. Shai means tea, by the way. He is selling tea from a pot.
وشر الشاي اللي على الشاي.
these people are driving. This place is called Kom Umbu or Kom Ombo. The Arabic language doesn't have letter O, they use U for that, so it's the same thing. Cool house. The place which we are going through now is called Darao, and I saw on Google Maps that there is another big camel market around here, kind of similar like the one in Birkash in Cairo. Did you see that video? It was quite something to be there. And yeah, what do you think, friends? Would that be worth going to this camel market? Who knows, if I stay in Aswan for some time, I might one day to go there. Could be a cool experience, I guess. I like these things. Nice. They know how to use cars. And the tractors with 2 trailers full of sugarcane. Quite often you can see them here. You can see here the desert comes very close to Nile. And the reason is quite obvious, isn't it? It's just higher elevation which isn't watered. Isn't this beautiful, my friends? What an amazing place. You can see our train there. The further we go south, the more it feels like proper countryside life, with older cars, more agricultural stuff and so on going on. Well, maybe not here, but in general that's my observation. I quite like it. So friends, we are approaching finally Aswan train station. What was it, 4.5 hour ride, I think, something around that. And yes, weather is good. All the possible difficulties with tickets didn't happen. Everything is good. It's actually quite interesting what kind of I don't know what is it in English. These things which switch which rails the train goes, they have all mechanical. You see these pipes, they move in these pulleys back and forth and switch them. So there, and here is the central of them. So from there, they're all pulled mechanically through all the yard. That's amazing, I've never seen this thing. No electronics, no pneumatics, no nothing. Just pipes and muscle force. Cool. And you see, this sign was something that we have been waiting to see for quite some while. Nice. Nice, nice. So my friends, we have happily arrived in Aswan, and I think that should be the end of this video. I think this was quite a pleasant journey at the end, and everything seems to be very nice and good. So friends, I wish you all the best, and see you in my next video in exploring this amazing and historical city in Upper Egypt. All the best, my friends, all the best.